small, nothing is impossible for a super wonderful God. Every day I can know God is always there for me and my family. Every day I can know greater is the one who lives inside me. Super big, super strong, super wonderful God. Super big, super strong, super wonderful God. Our God is strong. He'll do anything big or small. Nothing is impossible for a super wonderful God. Every day I can know God is always there for me and my family. Yeah, every day I can know greater is the one who lives inside me. Super big, super strong, super wonderful God. Super big, super strong, super wonderful
Hi everybody, welcome to our first Messy Church of 2021. We're glad to be here. This month we are going to be looking a little bit at Epiphany, which most of you will know has passed on the third Wednesday. You can sit down, right, okay. And I'm not sure about you, but we like to keep all of our Christmas decorations up until 12th night. But as a special for this year, I'll turn you around. I was persuaded by the boys that we needed to keep it up to.
No, I said.
Okay, thank you. Eric wants it up. So first thing we are going to do is we're going to sing a song all together, which is Go Tell It on the Mountain.
Over the hills and everywhere. Go tell it
Okay. So we're going to do our first craft together, and what we're going to make is a Three Kings paper chain. So thinking about the story of Epiphany, where the wise men arrived at the manger, we generally tend to go with that there were three because of the three gifts that they brought. But it doesn't say in the Bible how many that there were, but this works quite well for the paper chain. If you go and get yourselves a piece of paper, you could use newspaper or any scrap paper lying around. I've just got a sheet of white A4 here, which works well. And if you fold it in half and score a line, and you want to be making 6 lines across your paper, which will be the folding lines for your concertina. So if once you've got it folded in half, you then can divide it into 3 and score lines again. You're going to help me. You can colour those in. So once you've got your lines, you want to make a concertina. So folding forwards, backwards, forwards, backwards, forwards. They need to be as evenly sized as you can get, just so that when you're cutting out, it doesn't miss out, because sometimes it can not join at the bits where you want it to join if it's not even. So it should look like that. Your paper, brilliant. So fold it up into its concertina, and then you're going to draw half of a king. But you need to make sure that you're drawing the front end of the king where the fold is. So that when you pull it out, they're joined together and they're not backwards. I'm just showing them at the moment. So the front end of the king. So I'll just draw out a shape. A rough shape. I'm not sure if you can see that. Do it in pen and then you can see a bit better. So that's your kind of rough shape. So that's half of his head. There's like a looped arm and then a long kind of robe. The ones I've done, I put a crown on top as well.
I'm already started.
So just a little crown on top, half the crown, and you have to remember everything's, you know, this is just half of it. A little loop for the arm, and you want to make sure that the arm and the bottom of the robe go beyond your drawing, because that will be the bit that connects up with each other as it goes on. But because this is the end one, you're drawing it at the end of the paper, and the joined bit is where the head is, because that's your half there. Okay, once you've drawn that, then as it's concertinaed, cut it out. Cutting out the loop in the arm's always the most difficult bit. I find if you fold it over and then just make a snip in the hole, and then you'll find it easier to cut out that hole there. Okay, so there's my rough shape there I've cut out. So I've cut out the hole where the arm link is, the head and the crown. Has everybody been managing that? Brilliant. Then open it out and you should have your 3 kings. Oh, brilliant. Oh, I like that, Matthew and Kath. They're great. That's fab. So what you can do next is get your colouring pencils, pens, and put a bit of character in them and colour them in. I've just done mine roughly here with different colours. And then they should, if you have them slightly folded, stand up. Or you can even get a bit of tape and tape the arms and the bottom of the robes, and then it becomes like a little circle you can have stood up. There we go. So I'll leave you to colour in your own time and spend hours and hours making some lovely artwork and putting in lovely additions. Can we have a look at a few people's paper chains, possibly? Is it possible to highlight a few people, Sam? Oh, good, yeah. I love the difference in width as they come out. You get some very big-headed kings and some lovely. Oh, they're nice crowns on those. Brilliant. Yeah, it's always the arm loop which I find the hardest to do. Lovely. People are better at crowns than I am, definitely. Oh, brilliant. There's some good kings. Anybody else? I can't see anybody else. Oh, Vari and John, that looks like some good kings there. Can you see them? Is that a Batman mask you've got on it? There we go. I like the robes. Right, we're going to move on next to our next song. Oh, is that Lucy's? Oh, I like the face.
That's Jack's one.
Oh, Jax, brilliant. Yeah, we're going to move on to our next song, which is Great Great Brill Brill.
Oh,
Great, great, Bill.
thank you, Jen. That was a really great craft. Yeah, we're going to do Great Great Brill Brill. So if you can remember, that's the one that goes really, really fast with the movements. So if we stand up, careful, and we'll just go through them before we put the music on. So it's great. Oh, you can't really see me. Hang on. Move it down a bit. Right. Great, great, brill, brill, wicked, wicked, skill, skill, to have a friend like Jesus. Great, great, brill, brill, wicked, wicked, skill, skill, to have a friend like him. And then it goes really fast. Like this. So hopefully you'll all be able to keep up.
Oh, it's great, great, brill, brill, wicked, wicked, skill, skill. Have a friend like Jesus. Great, great, brill, brill, wicked, wicked, skill, skill. Have a friend like him. It's great, great, brill, brill, wicked, wicked, skill, skill. Have a friend like Jesus. Great, great, brill, brill, wicked, wicked, skill, skill. Have a friend like him. He's always there. He always listens. He always hears me when I talk to him. He loves me now and will forever. I choose for him every day, day, day. Oh, it's great, great, brill, brill, wicked, wicked, skill, skill. Have a friend like Jesus. Great, great, brill, brill, wicked, wicked, skill, skill. Have a friend like him. It's great, great, brill, brill, wicked, wicked, skill, skill. Have a friend like Jesus. Great, great, brill, brill, wicked, wicked, skill, skill. Have a friend like him. He's always there. He always listens. He always hears me when I talk to him. He loves me now and will forever. I choose for him every day, day, day. Great, great, brill, brill, wicked, wicked, skill, skill. Great, great, brill, brill, wicked. Great, great, brill, brill, wicked, wicked, skill, skill. Great, great, brill, brill, wicked. Oh, it's great, great, brill, brill, wicked, wicked, skill, skill. Have a friend like Jesus. Great, great, brill, brill, wicked, wicked, skill, skill. Have a friend like him. It's great, great, brill, brill, wicked, wicked, skill, skill. Have a friend like Jesus. Great, great, brill, brill, wicked, wicked, skill, skill. Have a friend like him.
Oh, knackered now. Burnt off a few calories for after Christmas, so that's fine. I am now handing over to Rachel, who is going to do our story reading today.
Morning, everyone. Can you hear me okay? Yep, excellent. I've got to say it's a little bit strange. The children have all abandoned me because our craft box has gone into storage, and apparently it's just not Messy Church if they can't do the craft. So I'm sat here by myself. And as Jen said earlier, today marks our Messy Church celebration of Epiphany. An epiphany, a revelation, a revealing, a new beginning. I want you all to think back to our last Messy Church, which was the video of the Nativity story. Our Epiphany celebration today focuses in on one particular part of the Christmas tale. We know that Jesus was born in a stable in Bethlehem and had many visitors, including the shepherds sent by the angels. He also had other incredibly special visitors, the kings, sometimes known as the wise men or the magi. They lived in the Far East and they spent their time studying the stars and planets that they could see in the sky. One night they saw a new star, the Star of Bethlehem. It was the brightest and most beautiful star in the sky, and they believed that it marks the birth of a new king. They wanted to worship the new king, and so began their journey of thousands of miles through several countries, following the star to the lowly stable. They each had chosen gifts to take with them of gold, frankincense, and myrrh to present to the new baby king. They arrived in Bethlehem only to find a baby wrapped in swaddling clothes and laid in a manger. Here they worshipped the baby Jesus, the Son of God, and they left their gifts. Epiphany marks this occasion where baby Jesus, the Son of God, was revealed to the world, a new king for all people, and it marks the revelation that the world changed forevermore. It was a new beginning. Christians also at this time think about Jesus being baptized. We all experienced a baptism last year in March, but Jesus' baptism was a little bit different. He wasn't baptized until he was an adult. John the Baptist was baptizing people in the river. He preached that this was a way for people to forgive sins or to have their sins forgiven. Jesus asked John to baptize him, and John did not think that was okay. He believed Jesus was the Son of God, and that meant he wouldn't need to be baptized. He even asked Jesus to baptize him, but Jesus insisted. John fully immersed Jesus in the river, totally put him under the water. It said that when he came out and rose out of the water, heaven opened. God's Holy Spirit came in the form of a dove, and God announced, "This is my own Son with whom I am pleased." At this point, it was clear, it was revealed that Jesus was the beloved Son of God. These are two examples of an epiphany, a revealing that Christians remember at this time. God was pleased that Jesus had been baptized. He had had his sins forgiven, and it was the beginning of a new journey. And today, baptism still marks the beginning of a journey with God and with our church family. So the next bit is a little bit interactive. Sam, are you able to, if people indicate with their hand when they've got an answer, are you able to then choose them and spotlight them for me? Because I'm working off my phone. So some people live in igloos, some live in wigwams, some live in caravans or castles, some live in prison, some live on farms. Who lives in an igloo? A bear. Not quite a bear, darling. Has anyone got an answer of who lives in an igloo?
I know.
Go on then, Harry.
An Eskimo.
Oh, well done, Harry, an Eskimo. So who might live in a caravan? Eric, do you know who might live in a caravan?
Who lives in a caravan?
A holiday person.
Someone on holiday, yeah?
Yeah,
Holiday.
super answer. Well done, Eric. Who might live in a castle?
We pretty much live in a castle.
Excellent answer. And Michaela, who might live in a castle?
A queen.
A queen might live in a castle. Great answer. Well done. Who might live on a farm?
Eric and Harry.
Eric and Harry, yes. Got my own question and answer session going on here. So then there are churches. Who can raise their hand for Sam to choose them? Who lives in a church?
B. No, B.
Nuns.
None.
I think the nuns might live in the convent. Who do we think of as living in church?
I'm the
Mice.
kids. No. Mama.
No. We often think of God living in churches.
Oh,
Christy.
sorry, I was going to say something, Rachel.
Sorry.
Say it
Yeah,
again.
say it again.
Christian.
Christians and God. Thank you, Lucy. We do often think that God lives within the church, but actually, God doesn't. We often call churches God's house or the Lord's house, and it's not. Years and years ago, people made beautiful temple for God to live in. It was called Solomon's temple. But nowadays it's different. We understand God doesn't want a building. He doesn't want a particular building to live in because he can live in me and you. And that's where he wants to settle down. That's where he wants to make his home, in us, in our lives, in our hearts, as part of our families. It's a bit like saying we are the temple for God to live in. A church is a place where we can meet together and talk to him and listen to him. But that church, as is proved now, is not a building. Our church is currently on Zoom. If God lived in a church, when we went home and closed the doors, we'd have locked him within the church and he wouldn't be able to get out. But if God lives with us, then wherever we go, God goes with us. Whoever we meet, God meets with us. So, just as Eskimos live in igloos and kings and queens live in castles, God needs a home too. But he doesn't live in a church or any kind of building. He lives inside people.
Wait your hand.
Oh, Michaela, I like to see you upside down. Thank you, Rachel, for that. We're going to go on to our second craft now. Thank you, Lucy, my glamorous assistant. We are going to make a Three Kings or a Magi mobile. This is where you will need your piece of paper and your string, or we used ribbon, just whatever you've got to hand. So if you take your piece of paper and fold it in half, and then, excuse me, then you want to either cut or rip along your fold, so you end up like with two halves. And then one half is going to become the crown at the top, so you can make your little triangles along the top to make your crown. And then the other half at the bottom, you are going to fold into three. Does look like you're wearing a crown. Suits you. And then once you've got it into kind of three even parts, you can again either cut up or fold them, pop them one on top of each other, and then you're going to draw the picture of your king. So unlike Jen's, we don't want them joined together, so you want to have your three separate bits of paper, and then if you put them on top, draw your king, cut them out, and then you've cut out three in one. You only need three.
Is that your glamorous assistant, Sam?
Yeah, she's changed into Kevin, look, because she's gone to do it herself. So I now have lovely Kevin here.
It looks like he has a crown.
It does look like he has a crown on his head.
There's like a Australian little bit on. Do it.
I'll put some music on while you're doing this bit. Oh, now Mark, is that you or was that Debbie? Or was it a team effort? I'll do spotlight you so that everyone can see. There we go, lovely. Beautiful. Has anybody else got anything? No, it does take a bit of time. It took me time to make it. And so once you've got all your bits together, I used the string on 2 of the points and made a little loop so that I can hang it up. And then just use the string, just use some sellotape on the back to join it on. And then you can hang them up in your window. Makes a nice decoration.
Oh,
We've got some more.
Pam with some as well.
Got my kings. Got my kings.
Oh, amazing.
Got my kings. Got my kings.
Well done, Lucy.
I'm just gonna turn them.
Excellent.
Barry and John.
Oh, Barry and John, you're on fire today with your crafts. Well done. Very impressed. Oh, excellent, June. Work in progress, Tim. That's fine. That's fine.
My 3 kings on my calendar. All I need to do is color everything.
I can't find the end of the sellotape.
Oh, I hate it when that happens. Oh, don't worry, don't worry. We are going to move on now to our prayer, which I'm going to lead this morning, and there are some actions for you to join in with. So I will read the prayer and then you can just follow me with the actions. Lord Jesus, the wise men gave you gold, they knew you were a king. The wise men gave you incense, they knew you were God. The wise men gave you myrrh, they knew you would die. We give you ourselves, we know you love us. The wise men followed the light of a star to find you in Bethlehem. Help us to follow your light so that we can live as children of God. Amen.
Move up the chairs, boy.
Right, we're going to do another song now. Another Messy Church favourite, which is Chuffed.
Oh. Come
So
on,
I've got my helpers with me.
yeah, come on, Eric. You have to.
Right, Eric's just going to finish his king.
Chuff. More chuff than a chuffing, I am chuffed by your great love. Hey, chuff, chuff, I'm chuff, 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 chuff. I'm chuffed by your great love, love, love. You really are the bee's knees, no ifs or buts or maybes. Though why you love me, goodness only knows. But I'm not complaining, cause your love is amazing. And that is why I sing this song. And do the happy dance, do the happy dance. Whenever you've the time, whenever you've the chance. Wiggle to the left, wiggle to the right. Do the happy dance with all of your might. Now dance, do you dance, do you dance. Everybody get busy. Dance, do you dance, do you dance. Everybody get busy. Shake, 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 come on, move your body to the music. Shake, come on, move your body to the music. I'm chuffed, chuff, 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 chuff. More chuffed than a chuffing, I am chuffed by your great love. Hey, chuff, chuffed, I'm chuff, 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 chuff. I'm chuffed by your great love, love, love. You really are the bee's knees, no ifs or buts or maybes. Though why you love me, goodness only knows. But I'm not complaining, cause your love is amazing. And that is why I sing this song. And do the happy dance, do the happy dance. Whenever you've the time, whenever you've the chance. Wiggle to the left, wiggle to the right. Do the happy dance with all of your might. Now dance, do you dance, do you dance. Everybody get busy. Dance, do you dance, do you dance. Everybody get busy. Shake, 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 come on, move your body to the music. Shake, 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 come on, move your body to the music. Do the happy dance, do the happy dance. Whenever you've the time, whenever you've the chance. Wiggle to the left, wiggle to the right. Do the happy dance with all of your might. Do the happy dance, do the happy dance. Whenever you've the time, whenever you've the chance. Wiggle to the left, wiggle to the right. Do the happy dance with all of your might.
Okay, I'm gonna finish my keys. That kisses.
Whew, warmed up now. I'm going to hand back to Rachel now for birthdays.
So what's my
I'm hoping my internet's holding up because you all froze halfway through that song. It was quite funny looking at the pictures though. Right, we are going to do birthdays. Can you give us a wave?
Rach, we can't see you, but we can hear you.
My camera's on. I think my internet's giving up the ghost, Sam. Give Sam a wave because I'm not going to be able to do anything if you've had a birthday since we last met. Kevin, yes. I can see you. I can see Sam and Jen. You've not had a birthday.
John, did you wave there?
Who, sorry, Sam?
Did John wave? I was asking.
No, you didn't.
I've got a birthday this year.
I thought you were just waving there, John.
So is it?
I know it's Kevin, and then I'm thinking, was it Chris Whittles? Yes, because I thought he always watches the recording back, so we could maybe sing.
Okay. So to Kevin and to Chris,
Yeah.
after 3, if you all
Now,
want to-
family,
Oh, hang on a minute. Wait.
How did I manage to forget, Michael? Sorry, Jen. So
Michael had a very significant birthday on Thursday, so he now begins with a 4. But he's currently outside trying to unfreeze the cow water troughs. So
glamorous life. Right, so we've got to Kevin, we've got to Chris and to Michael. Are we unmuting everyone for this bit?
I am trying. I'm going as fast as I can.
Okay, don't you just give me a nod when it's all ready. Not you.
Okay.
Okay, after 3, 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Chris and Michael. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you, everybody.
Hooray, Danny!
And I think that brings our messy church.
Mama, the hammer
There's
too.
Danny.
Michael's there.
He's there.
Michael just made it after.
I heard it in the doorway. You can go again if you like.
Hello.
Oh, excellent. Thank you very much, everybody, for joining us today on Messy Church. Hope you're... Oh, she's king. she's really doing our king. Yes, thank you very much, everybody, for joining us. I will unmute you all again. And then, because I opened Zoom today, I have the power to cut everybody off.
Are you so excited about that? Mom, with the melody, Daddy Bubba.
Well,
Yes. Thank you, everybody.
I
Got some more mobiles.
Oh, I think
Excellent.
think we could do a bit of spotlighting here.
If we could, if you could take a picture of your finished crafts, that would be great, and then we can add them onto the website and the Facebook page. Thank you, everybody.
Bye. Everyone.
Bye.